We are now live from Costa Rica. We will wait a couple minutes, see if anybody pops on. I'm eating a snack. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm hungry. We just got a really good workout in not that long ago. So I needed a little something. We did some fire breathing, which had me feeling a little spacey. So we'll give a couple more minutes, let everybody hop on, anybody that wants to hop on. And if they don't, then I guess we'll take it away and we'll just talk. Yeah. Yeah.
We're just having fun.
Yeah, having fun. Merry fucking Christmas, everyone. Right? I said I was going to start all of these with Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas. Christmas morning mentality. We talked about that last week, remember? Christmas morning mentality, waking up every single day, not knowing what could happen, not knowing where you're going to end up or who you can meet. Well, that's what today's about. We're going to talk about this amazing person here sitting next to me. And we're going to introduce him in a minute. We'll see if anybody gets on here. I think it's probably about 7:30 back home. 5:30 here, p.m.
So every day is a good day to start.
Every day. Every day. Right? Because you never know. You never know what's going to happen that day. Power of one. Right?
The power of moving.
Yeah.
Also.
Man. The orange one, is that papaya?
There's a papaya. Yeah.
So fucking
Apple,
good.
and mango.
So fucking good. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. If anybody pops on, great. If not, whatever. Can't say the wrong thing to the right person. The people that are meant to hear this will hear it. So, I'm going to continue eating until this is gone, so I hope nobody is bothered by that. Like I said, I brought my friend on today, such a special guest, and I'm so excited to have him on the live SFT Talks. See it, feel it, trust it. Right? That's the series, SFT Talks. These are going to be getting more regular. I'm working on it, but we just have so much going on right now with our business and with traveling around. We're leaving tomorrow, going to another place. So with everything happening, I'm doing my best right now to get these on Mondays. Sunday or Monday. I think Monday's probably going to work better. So we are working on it. Hey, C. Martinez, what's up, man? How are you? Anyways, we brought my good friend Nacho on today, and today it's gonna be very conversational. We're gonna talk about, the power of one, synchronicities, and how things can happen, and when you're open to receiving, how much you can actually receive, right? So I will go ahead. How you been, Margaret? I've been good, man. I've been really good. Thank you for popping on. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing very well. I hope everything is going great with you. I hope you're happy and healthy. Mayor Bear, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you the amazing Costa Rican wizard, as we've been calling him. His name is Ignacio. He goes by Nacho, and I want him to tell his story so you guys can get a better feel for who he is, and we're just going to talk, and we're just going to hang out. So, Nacho, it's all you, man. Tell him about yourself.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
It's a pleasure for me to be here. It's an honor.
What do you think of that workout?
Yeah?
What do you think of that workout?
It was very good,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
We just had a killer workout.
It was hard, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's such a pleasure for me to be here, such an honor. This is something that I've been visualizing, to have the power to speak up. And a small summary of who I am. Well, you already know. I already told you my story.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm gonna share it for your audience. And I had some back pain when I was 8 years old. I couldn't walk normally, and then after 2 years of going to the hospital, then the physicians decided to open my low back. They got a herniated disc out, the size of an orange.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking huge.
And then they fused L4 and L5, so I lost a lot of mobility on the low back
Oh man.
for my entire teenage years and
Yeah, that's a
also
shitty
part
injury.
of my 20s.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's tough to go through an injury at such a young age like that, especially, you know, when I was younger, I broke my hip when I was in 8th grade.
Mhm.
I think I told you about that. And
Yeah.
I have a 2-inch screw inside my hip, you know, and it's really difficult to go through that at such a young age.
It is.
Yeah.
It is absolutely, yeah, because you're not really conscious to what you can do, so you just grow up doing what you know, and especially if you don't have a good rehab, then
Yeah.
you just stop, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it was for my most of my teenager. I didn't have friends. I couldn't do so much sports. I tried, but then I had pain for 3 or 4 days, so it was not a really good thing for me to do.
Yeah.
That was until I was like 15, and then I realized that I had a problem with addictions, with drugs, with alcohol, with.
And did this come from the injury, like from doctors prescribing you pills?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
It came more as a psychological consequence of the whole
Okay.
pain that I was holding in my body.
Okay.
Because I was holding a lot of pain in my body, but I was not feeling it because my
Yeah.
body created like this numbness effect.
You were just like shoving it deep down. You weren't actually handling what was going on.
Yeah, not at all.
There's a word for that. Babe, what's the word for that? If anybody hears anything, it's little Melly Moodle. She's over here cooking dinner in the background. But when you just you push things deep down, you don't actually handle them.
Repress.
Yes, thank you. A lot of repressed anger and emotion
Yeah.
and from the injury.
Yeah, sure, and from the surgery and from all of what happened, you know, all the fear that I was holding because I was a little kid. Well, then when I was 20, I started using psychedelics, you know, like LSD mostly.
Yeah.
And it opened a lot my consciousness, but then I didn't do what actually takes you there, what actually gets you in the momentum of your life, which is action.
Yeah.
I knew what I had to do
Uh-huh.
because psychedelics opened the door for me,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, but
Didn't know how.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I didn't take the action.
Okay.
Right? I was just using them
Which that's what it's all
as
about.
another way to,
Yeah.
you know, to cover up what was happening.
Yeah, so you were more so using them for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I was going deep in nature in the forest, especially here in Costa Rica, but, even though I was doing it for me in the right way, they were giving me lessons, but I was not listening to those lessons, which were like, okay, take responsibility for how you feel.
Which is, you know, all based off to your intention with going into a trip like that. Like, what are you doing it for? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, when I was 23, I had a mental breakdown, and I realized my life was miserable. I couldn't attract a woman. I could not even talk to them. I was working for something that I hated, like Amazon and.
We talked about that.
And you know, spending my money in stupid things. And just,
I
you
think
know,
we've
living-
all been there.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
living the life that they tell you. You should, right?
Yeah. Societal norm. Yeah.
Then I had this like realization that I couldn't bear this anymore. I had to do something about it, and hit me in the way of mental breakdown. I ended up in the hospital.
Wow.
For like 1 week, I was in the hospital. They said that I had OCD and that I had to take a pill forever. But
Of course.
you know, that's what they always say.
Yeah. Did you take it?
I took it like only like less than 1 week.
1
5
week.
days,
And then that was it?
And then I said, no,
Because
it's
it's
not
bullshit.
For me. It's bullshit. Totally.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
It's all about this.
It's all about money.
Yeah.
And we all know it, right? Like
Yeah.
right now we're going through a health crisis. And it's because this
Money.
health is equal to money now.
Yeah.
And that's not
It's sad.
right. It's really sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, so after that, I had this feeling in my heart that I had to do something about it, and I ended up being in this healing center here in Costa Rica, the amazing healing center that I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
And there I was going to manage the place. I managed the place for 6 months, but then I started practicing Kundalini yoga. And then that was when everything just opened for me. It was so much pain in my body, but something inside kept telling me, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
During the practice, it was so much pain. That
Working
I cannot
through the
even
pain.
Yeah. But also the philosophy of these practices, ancient practices, that's the foundation. It's discipline. It's creating connection with the pain. It's creating connection with
Which
the
also
darkness.
spills over into life in general.
Yeah,
discipline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because these philosophies, there's a reason why they have been with us for 4,000, 5,000 years, because they share something with the human experience, and it's really cool. I just kept.
Who would think something so simple would make so much sense and work so well?
I love your quotes.
Don't overcomplicate shit.
Yeah,
anyway,
so
keep going.
Yeah, so that happened. Then ended up here. Right now I have
went to India.
6 years,
right.
in which I traveled to India, to Thailand, to Vietnam, to many other places, and
China?
No, I didn't go to China.
You didn't go to China, okay.
No, I went to Vietnam,
Okay.
Thailand, India, Malaysia, Indonesia, and I was studying there.
My sister's on.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Morgie. Stinky. Give Gracie Girl a kiss for me. Go ahead,
though. So in Asia, it was a very eye-opening experience. I came back here and I said, no, I already know my purpose. I know where I'm going, even though I didn't know how I was gonna get there. I still don't know how, in some way.
Because it's that why, right?
Yeah.
That purpose,
Yeah.
like we talked about. I talked about this last week. We all have it. It's there. Our why, of the reason why we are on this planet, is inside all of us. We have to dig to find it. It's not easy to find. I searched for a really long time to find it, and that's a difficult thing to do. But when you do the work and you find it, it's worth it.
Yeah, it is. And Simon Sinek talks about that.
People don't buy what you do; they buy why you do it.
Exactly.
Simon Sinek, look him up if you don't know who he is.
Amazing. And I learned.
You were the first person that actually knew that quote when I said it. I said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And he goes, Simon Sinek? And I was like, holy fucking shit, you know who that is? Nobody ever knows who that is.
I learned from Simon Sinek that it doesn't matter how you're going to do it.
No, the how.
It's just going to come.
The how means nothing.
It's like why. And
why are you doing it?
Yeah, and thanks God or the universe or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it,
I could find that on that pain that I was holding for 14 years, and I could find that within myself. I know I'm super sure right now what it is where I'm going, but it's still I'm figuring out the how.
The how.
The how is where I'm
we have
stuck.
The how.
But we have the and we're gonna talk about it.
We have the how. The how's there. We got it. Yeah. Joshy boy, how you doing, brother? So that's Nacho's story, and now I'm gonna tell you guys how we met. Right? We're obviously in Costa Rica, like we said, and like a week and a half ago, it was raining really bad, and myself, Melissa, and Mary all went to dinner. I sanitized my hands when I left the restaurant, and I'm telling you these details because they matter. Sanitized my hands when I left the restaurant, ran out into the rain, obviously, ran across the street to the market because we had to get some groceries before we came back to our Airbnb, and my hands were wet. Well, if anybody knows that if you sanitize your hands and then they get wet, they're slimy. They're like, they're very greasy until they dry. So I walked over and grabbed some paper towels, and out in front of the market, there was a wooden deck. Well, I started drying my hands, and I accidentally pulled my wedding ring like right off my finger, and boop, fell right underneath the deck. And I'm like, oh shit! Like, how am I gonna get? That sucks, basically. And so I start looking with my phone to try to see if I can see it. And Nacho was sitting on a bench right in front of the market, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I said, my wedding ring fell down underneath the deck. And Cody, what's going on, man? It's my brother-in-law. Thank you guys for getting on. And so Nacho's like, hey, I got tools, like, hold on. He runs to his van in the pouring rain, brings back a bunch of tools. Like 4 or 5 other people came over and were like, oh, what's going on? Like, we'll help. Like, I was just so blown away by the kindness and the authenticity that everybody had here, like that genuine, just wanting to help. Like, I wish there was more of that in America, and that was something that you and I talked about. I was like, fuck, if we were in America, somebody would probably pass me and be like, what happened? I'd be like, oh, I dropped my ring. And be like, that sucks, and keep walking, and there are good people in America, obviously. Not everybody is bad, but there's just not enough kindness. There's a lot of hate, and there's a lot of anger, and that's a whole other topic for another conversation. Anyway, so everybody joins in. We make this contraption out of like sticks, zip tie, and like tools, and we get my ring back in like 5 minutes, and then we end up dropping one of his tools down there. We get that back, and then so him and I started talking afterwards, and the moral of the story obviously was that everybody was just so kind and joined in, and that's how him and I met. And so when we met, we started talking back and forth, just getting to know each other a little bit, me, him, and Mary. Melissa was actually talking to another couple, and you ended up coming over and hanging out with us. And it was funny because the first thing, he walks in, and we have our water machine with us. We take it everywhere we go, so we have our water machine here with us in the Airbnb, and he goes, "Oh, is that Kangen water?" And I was like, "Wait, you know what Kangen water is?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I've been wanting to get into the business for a long time now. I just didn't know how." And I'm like, no shit. Are you serious? So for me, that was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like I met him for a reason. Obviously, there was a lot of synchronicities there. He was interested in the water. I had the water. Came here. We hung out. And then, sure enough, he's like, "Yeah, I want to do that." So now he's going to be coming onto the team and doing the business with us. But do you want to touch on like the synchronicities and like how everything happened and like how important those are, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of that. Well, I haven't really introduced
Robert Tyler, long time no see. Sorry, somebody I went to high school with.
So I really didn't say what I do. When I went to India, I studied holistic therapies like craniosacral therapies and trigger points.
Yeah.
So Chinese medicine-based therapies, and that brought me to a whole new level of understanding of who I am. And when I began to realize who I am deep inside, then I also realized that I have unique things or unique powers that nobody else in the world has. Anybody else or any other person around the world, they're unique. We're all the same,
So
we're different, right?
Oh yeah.
And
we're all human.
Yeah.
But different in so many ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one of them is that I discovered that I have this skill to be really connected to the environment, to the elements of nature. So every time that I feel stressed or anxious or there's something that I need to know, I go and I ask Mother Nature what it is that I have to do. And I always get messages in synchronicities, which is what Carl Jung talked about in his theories. I'm not going to get too deep into that. It's supported in a lot of ways, psychological theories, philosophies, and how the universe operates in that way. And
you shall receive.
Definitely what happened was meant to happen, not only because of what you said, but because, like you said, it's like I feel that before coming here,
before
had an
meeting,
agreement. Before coming to this dimension, to this dimensional space, you and I, and Mel and Mary, we had an agreement to meet. Because we're gonna do something great. We're gonna do something important. And that's the kind of people you want to meet. You know, that's the kind of opportunities and synchronicities and situations that you want to manifest in your life. So how do you manifest?
Attract the abundance.
By listening to the environment and by just paying attention. You know. Because intuition never shouts. Like I was telling Mary earlier. It only whispers. So you gotta be able to just listen to the messages that are being sent around.
And isn't it crazy when you start to really pay attention and listen, like all these things happen and you're like, okay, wait, there's no way that all these things could possibly just be coincidence, right? Like that's not possible. I mean, there's so many synchronicities. For example, to like backpedal a little bit, when the day before I met Nacho, I had a call with my mentor in our business, and we were talking, and we just started his mentorship program. He's very high up in our business, and he's a fucking rock star. Balazs, thank you for everything you do. Anyways, we were talking, and I was going through a lot of mindset shifts with the business and moving more into an abundance mindset, and just trying to, I don't know, shift is the best word. We were shifting. Well, when I talked to Balazs, I used the word struggle. And he was like, no, you're not struggling. You're shifting. And he goes, for all you know, tomorrow you're going to meet a Costa Rican wizard that's going to join the business and just fuck shit up and just, do crazy things with your business. You have no idea. The power of one, that Christmas morning mentality. We talked about that. And then the next day, I met Nacho. And he's a holistic therapist. And he does all these healings. And it's like, holy shit. Like, it's real. That's real. Like, this is real stuff. Like, it really works. And when you are open to receiving, it's crazy how fast you start receiving things. Really, really crazy. Another quick story. I won't say who this person is, but this person contacted me and we were talking. And this person is working on getting a better mindset towards life in general. I've been working with them and trying to help them see the positive, that there is out there and the abundance. And he is doing very, very well. And he contacted me and he was like, yeah, I really need to, he was doing something within his personal life. I won't say what it was, but he's, the number was 205. Just know the number. The number was 205,000. That's all you need to know, right? And I need to get that. I need to get that. And I was like, look, let go of the outcome. Disconnect yourself from the outcome and don't worry about that. All I want you to focus on is the 205 that you need, right? The 205,000. I want you to focus very hard on that. I said, I actually want you to take the 205,000. I want you to write down on a piece of paper, I will get 205,000. Okay? And I want you to put that paper in your pocket. And what that does, I carry one around all the time. It's not a piece of paper. I have a piece of paper in my wallet that I wrote myself a check, but I have a heart that I found on the beach, right? I had a shell, but when we got here, I said, you know what? I need something bigger because the shell that I had that Melissa found for me was really small. So I would forget that it was in my pocket. And the point of this is that every time you touch it, it reminds you to say what you're grateful for or to ask for what it is you need. So I was like, I really need to find something bigger that's a little bit heavier. We go down to the beach, and literally, as I said that, I looked down, and this was sitting at my foot. So I was like, oh, okay, that's mine. And anyway, so I told this person, I said, right, I will, $205 piece of paper, put the paper in your pocket. Every single time you touch that paper throughout the day, make sure that you say what it is you need, say what you're grateful for. Well, that person called me like 2 or 3 days later, and they said, hey, your paper, it didn't work. I didn't get the 205. I got 220,000. And that right there was a huge aha moment for me, because even though I wasn't directly impacted by that, I didn't have any direct income from that or direct cash flow or anything like that. The fact that something so small for a person that has had a very negative look on a lot of things for the most part, but is working so hard to be positive and wants good things to happen in their life, to write that on a piece of paper and then $15,000 more than they thought they were going to get. Like, that's crazy. It's mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that story about synchronicities.
And we can connect it also to you told me that you wanted me to share a little bit of what's happened to me financially during the last 4 years that I've been
share whatever you want, man. Talk to
business,
them.
I started when 4 years ago. I started to build up a business, an online business. Created a website by myself. Invested a lot of money in courses and things to learn how to create this online business in which I would be supposed to share my knowledge, philosophical knowledge, spiritual knowledge about what I do. And I did it, and it's been a lot of work. The first 2 years I realized that I was just working on the computer for 12 hours a day, non-stop. And then it was really exhausting. Yeah. Because after 2 years I realized that I hadn't even made $1 out of that. And then the last 2 years I've been doing more self-personal development and self-personal understanding of my skills, and that has brought me to a balance in which I am able to grow in inside of myself, and also I'm able to attract the individuals like you,
Yeah.
who are, you know, just giving me another another piece of the whole puzzle.
Yeah.
And I realized that I didn't have to do it all by myself.
No,
Which
none of
is
us
how
do.
I started. Like,
No.
I started doing the website and the design and the videos and everything. So I was not living life. I was just working 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, well, some people do it, but I can't imagine they enjoy it.
I can't.
I can't imagine they enjoy
Yeah.
it. I don't want to fucking do it. That's for sure.
So, yeah, after like 4 years and $10,000 that I have invested, and I told you the other day, the last year here in Costa Rica was a little bit difficult because of
Pandemic.
tourism. They closed the airports for 10 months, around
Yeah.
10 months. So it was basically 10 months without income. Costa Rica is depending on 70%. The economy is 70% dependent on on tourism, like
And
indirectly
all
or
because of
directly.
this bullshit.
Yeah.
All because of we won't even start on that topic because that's for
Yeah, we won't even talk.
totally other conversation.
But well, so 10 months without a job. Actually, I was working for an NGO in the Osa Peninsula, and they were just feeding me and giving me a place to be.
So you were
to
just
sleep.
barely making it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You were like fighting to eat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just decided, like, once they opened the borders in December, I said, no, I have to just go from here. Started just moving with not that much money, maybe like $200 in my pocket. And I've been like kind of struggling the last 3 months, but everything is just, this is the moment in which everything is just aligning.
Yeah.
And the more that I just, the more that I just trust and just faithful that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The more, like I told you, that I meet people like you.
Yeah.
And then like the last week, my car broke, and then $500 came. You know, like just like that. Just
And
like
how much
boom.
did you need to fix the car?
500.
500. If I needed 500, 500 just came, and you were good to go.
Yeah. Exactly.
And your car will be fixed tomorrow.
So that's
Or today, actually, yeah.
is the interdimensional space that we don't get to see, which is what I also help people work in. Which
Yeah.
is like, how can I just tap into that really deep knowledge that's out there, that's invisible to my physical eyes, but that's really real for my unseen eye.
Yeah.
Which is the one that we have here.
Yeah.
So how can I tap into that knowledge and, like you said, manifest without even being worried about the outcome? Without even worried about, oh, is this gonna happen? No, because you're clear where you're going. You're clear your why.
Your why.
And you don't really care how it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
keep moving.
You just know it's gonna
every day. You just gonna know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And as you know it's gonna happen, then it just happens. But in order for you to be on that momentum, flowing constantly every day, I think that you first gotta tap into that. You first gotta tap into that faith, infinite faith.
Yeah, well, you gotta know.
Makes you move without even seeing anything
Yeah.
coming.
Man, look at that fucking sunset. Holy shit. I wish you guys could see this. Anyways, it's like a GPS. If you pull up your GPS on your phone and you don't have a starting and an ending location, you're not going to get there. If you got into a taxi and you told the taxi driver 2 different addresses, chances are you're not going to end up where you want to be. So you have to know your why. You gotta know why you're doing something. You don't just do something just to do it, right? You gotta know why you're doing it. What is it that you want? What stimulates you? What do you want out of life? What's your dream? Do you want to travel? Do you want the house on the farm with the family and all the animals? Do you want a healing center? I don't know what it is, whatever it is, but you got to know what it is that you want. Another synchronicity, there's that too. He has a ton of experience in healing centers / retreat spaces, and Melissa and I have always had a dream of eventually someday we will have a healing center. We want a place here in Costa Rica that people can come and work through whatever it is they can work through, and that we can help them. That'll be like a healing / retreat, so that we can also do like business retreats surrounded by health, wealth, and happiness, with also like a festival space. So we could do like small, intimate festivals, 1, 2, maybe 300 or 400 people max, and have festivals and healing, all those things. So, I now have the person that can run that. You know, he's got all the experience. He knows Costa Rica. He's from here. He can help me with finding the land, or well, not just me, Melissa, and our 2 partners. He can help us finding the land. He can help us with the construction. I mean, he can do it all. You know, so I didn't have anybody like that. And look, now I've met somebody that not only is going to do our business online with us, but that also is going to be a lifelong friend that we will eventually have him running an entire healing center for us. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
And that's how it is. I want to send a message to people because the last year and 3 months since all this started is being a really difficult period for me financially, like I told you. But that's how it is. It's just about moving, and that's something that I've learned. Because every single week I see myself, and I told you this, like, I see myself maybe not having enough money. You know, like having this scarcity. Pattern, you know,
and that's good. I'm glad you're touching on that because that's real, and I want people to know real things, and those are things that I still struggle with. Like we all do. It's not like you and I are just abundant magicians that just can call whatever we want into our life. Like we still have those issues. We still have those things we got to work through. We're normal people like everybody else out there.
Absolutely.
We're just doing the work.
Absolutely.
And that's where it starts.
Yeah. And this pattern, you know, that we all have, like you were saying, because we're regular people. We're still figuring out the same things that all people want to figure out. Yeah. But I think that the experience that we're getting, at least me, you know, just being there, living in my van in the beach, and then having to struggle in such a way. Yeah. The experience that I get every week of saying, hey, maybe I don't have enough this week, but then I don't care. I'm just gonna invite these people to eat, like I told you, because they're gonna become my friends. Yeah, the homeless guys. Exactly, the homeless friends. Because maybe if I invite them to eat, then.
So you have a guy here that is living in his van, barely making ends meet, hoping he has every meal, working his ass off to make sure that what he wants is going to be achieved, and then he's inviting the homeless people to come eat with him. And he's going to start an online business with us. I'm sorry, but there are no fucking excuses out there for anyone that tells me that they can't do what Melissa and I do. If you want to do something, you will do it. The how does not matter. You will do it. And that's the first thing he said to me. He said, I will do this business. I'm going to do this business with you. I don't know how, but I'm going to do it. And I believe him. I believe him 100%. I know he's going to figure it out. He's going to find a way. He knows what he has to come up with. We've already talked about it. He's already in our training platform. He got signed up with that today. And he's going to figure it out. And you know what? He's going to be super successful. And there's going to be Kangen water machines. I'm saying it right now. I'm declaring this right now live on Instagram. There's going to be Kangen water machines all over Costa Rica because of this man right here.
Amen.
And no longer will he have to worry. No longer will he have to worry about where am I going to sleep tonight. Now it's going to be which bedroom do I want to sleep in my giant house, or you know, I think I'm going to travel here this weekend and get a nice villa there. You know what I mean? Like I think that is so powerful, and that's why I'm really touching on that, because we get people all the time that want to do what we do, but 90% of the population will never take the chance. They'll never take the leap because of every excuse in the book. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got them. I say that all the time. Right? Everyone's got them. Everyone's got them. And I've gotten all of them. And I'm sorry, but when I meet somebody like Nacho who has overcome so many obstacles time and time and time again and is still overcoming those obstacles, who literally is like, I don't know how, but I'm doing this. This is happening. And I 100% believe him. And I know that he's going to work hard. I know it's going to happen for him. I don't know when yet. I think it's going to happen a lot quicker than I expect because I know his work ethic. I've been hanging out with him now for like 2 weeks. So, you know, just saying that, like, if you want to do this business, you can do it. You can. Anybody can do it. It's literally for anybody. It's for me. It's for you. It's for him. It's for Mel. You could be 70 years old, 21 years old. Does not matter your age at all. Doesn't matter where you're at, your walk of life, what job you're coming from. We have doctors. We have lawyers, people, that leave their practices and come do this. We have nurses, firefighters. I mean, there's people from all walks, magicians, wizards. They all come and do this business. Anybody can do it. And I had to touch on that because what you've overcome is so inspiring. And also what you've overcome also kind of makes me like, when something, like since we've met each other, when something would happen, I would say to myself like, yo, don't be a little bitch. Like Nacho's sleeping in his van. You know what I mean? Like it makes you really like it made me like so grateful and appreciate like what not that I didn't before, I did, but it makes you appreciate it and be grateful on a whole nother level when you become so close with somebody that has overcome so many obstacles like you have and is still pushing forward in such a positive way.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, man,
appreciate
it's
it.
awesome.
And it's also the message that I want to send to people is that like it doesn't matter as soon as you have created a connection or you have a strong foundation. But that foundation is definitely interconnected to whatever you want to believe, because there is a spiritual world, and that's what that's the message that I want to send to people. There is a spiritual world, whether you want to accept it or not.
Whether you believe,
this is like
whether
my
you
grandfather
believe it or not.
who didn't believe that planes flew. He didn't believe that. But it was okay. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not.
It's real.
It's happening. So
just like it doesn't matter whether you believe or not that we're in a digital economy and everything's moving online. It is.
Exactly.
It's gonna go there whether you want it or not. So you hop on the bus or get stuck left behind.
Exactly.
Whatever. So, but also too, like it's spirituality is not this like thing. Like it's you can God, the universe, the great divine, like you can call it and believe whatever you want. In my opinion, it's all the same source. At the end of the day, it's all the same source. Hindu, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Catholic, but whatever it is, it's all the same source. It's just different names, right? We're all the same human beings. We're just made of different shit. Well, it's no different. So, that's my take on
and coming from
spirituality.
Coming from that, that's exactly what's taking me here. Like every time that I see myself on these situations, I never see the problems as problems. I see them as opportunities. So
opportunities,
because it is an opportunity. Like
and that's what makes somebody successful, when you can see something as an opportunity to learn, not as a problem.
Because you're building your foundation. You're building your integrity. You're building your faith.
Integrity is a muscle. Faith's a muscle.
Motivation,
all these abundance. They're all muscles.
Your abundance, everything. And these
they're built over time.
They build over time.
And that's the other thing I think people forget. Like it can't happen overnight.
It happens overnight.
In the grand scheme.
It happens overnight. But you build it years.
Yes.
The abundance.
You have that like aha moment where you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Exactly. That makes sense now. But how long? But you were working that.
So in this last year, which is a message that I now want to send to people, is that this last year has been really hard financially for me. It's like
for a lot of people in Costa Rica.
For a lot of people. But every single week, I wake up in the morning and I say, this is going to be a good day, this is going to be a different day. And then these experiences,
Christmas morning mentality, brother.
Just keep happening. And they just keep happening. $500 with you, with other people that I meet for other things, with other people.
You've been staying with us. We were like, hey, come stay with us. We got an extra bed. You know what I mean? And so now you've been able to stay with us while we were here. So you never know. Christmas morning mentality, people. I can't stress it enough. Have it, find it, get it, use it, do it. All right. I think we're going to close it off here. We've been on for a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I think we brought some good value, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions or need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to myself or Melissa. I will tag Nacho. His real name is Ignacio. He goes by Nacho. I will tag him in this video. He will post it on his Instagram. If you guys are interested in any kind of healing services, holistic therapies, or anything like that, you can also reach out to him or me, and I will get you in touch with him. I'm sure he's able to do things virtually through Zoom.
Online coaching as well.
Online coaching and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys need anything, just let us know. If you want to talk more about the business that Melissa and I do and want to know a little bit about how we're living and how we're doing it and the channel that we're doing it through, be happy to talk to you. So, Anna, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the
Absolutely, man.
chance, bro.
Yeah, pura vida.
Yeah, pura vida.
Pura vida.
Ciao.
All right, see you guys. Ugh.